Welcome to the YouTube channel Captivating Home, where we bring you the most enchanting ideas to transform your living space. Today, we'll explore charming English cottage small garden decor ideas using repurposed and upcycled materials. Get ready to turn trash into treasure and create a garden that radiates vintage charm and sustainability. An English cottage garden is all about a whimsical, natural look filled with repurposed finds. By using discarded items creatively, you can add unique character to your outdoor space while reducing waste. Whether it's an old wheelbarrow turned into a flower planter or a broken ladder repurposed as a vertical garden, the possibilities are endless. From rustic vintage furniture to DIY garden ornaments, you'll learn how to transform everyday trash into stunning decor pieces. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more creative home and garden inspirations. Grab a cup of tea, relax, and let's explore the magic of repurposed and upcycled gardening ideas together. One, vintage containers as whimsical planters. One of the simplest ways to embrace English cottage garden charm is by repurposing vintage containers into unique planters. Old teapots, tin cans, wooden crates, and even worn-out boots can become whimsical flower pots. These add character and a nostalgic touch to your garden while showcasing your creativity. The key is to mix different materials and colors for a beautifully mismatched aesthetic. Before throwing away old kitchenware, consider how it might work as a planter or garden accent. A rusted colander, for example, has natural drainage holes, making it perfect for herbs or cascading flowers. Even an old dresser with its drawers slightly open can become a tiered floral display. By embracing imperfections, your garden will feel more personal and filled with delightful surprises. To enhance the cottage garden look, place these repurposed planters in clusters, mixing different sizes and heights. A chipped ceramic bowl with delicate daisies or a repainted watering can overflowing with lavender creates an inviting and romantic atmosphere. Don't forget to experiment with soft pastel colors and natural textures to maintain that timeless English garden feel. Two, upcycled furniture for rustic garden charm. Transforming old furniture into garden decor is a fantastic way to add a touch of rustic elegance. An old wooden chair with a missing seat can become a charming plant stand, while a discarded drawer can be repainted and turned into a mini raised flower bed. These elements not only reduce waste but also create a cozy and welcoming garden ambience. A weathered wooden bench with chipped paint can be repurposed as a display for potted plants, creating a layered and eye-catching focal point. Similarly, an unused headboard from an old bed can be placed as a garden trellis, supporting climbing roses or ivy for a fairy tale effect. The key is to enhance the furniture's vintage appeal rather than hide its aged beauty. To make your upcycled furniture blend seamlessly into your cottage garden, consider distressing techniques or soft pastel chalk paints. Pair your pieces with blooming flowers like roses, foxgloves, or hollyhocks to evoke a timeless countryside charm. With just a little creativity, you can turn forgotten furniture into dreamy garden decor. Three, DIY garden ornaments from recycled materials. Handmade garden ornaments bring a personal touch to any English cottage-style garden. Instead of buying new decorations, why not craft your own using recycled materials? Old bicycle wheels, glass bottles, and even discarded metal tools can be transformed into beautiful garden art. These DIY pieces not only make your garden unique but also celebrate sustainability. One fun idea is to create a magical garden chandelier using old mason jars and fairy lights. Hanging this over a patio or garden archway creates a dreamy evening atmosphere. Another creative project is painting rusty metal watering cans and turning them into garden lanterns. These upcycled pieces bring warmth and vintage charm, making your space even more enchanting. Repurposed garden signage is another great way to add character. Use old wooden planks to create hand-painted signs with inspirational quotes, or herb labels. A broken mirror can also be placed strategically to reflect sunlight and give the illusion of a larger space. By incorporating these upcycled ornaments, your garden will feel more artistic and truly one of a kind. Four, charming garden pathways with recycled materials. A picturesque English cottage garden isn't complete without an inviting pathway leading through its lush greenery. Instead of buying expensive materials, consider using repurposed bricks, broken tiles, or salvaged wood to craft a rustic garden walkway. These materials add an aged, well-loved charm while keeping your garden eco-friendly and budget-conscious. Old bricks from demolished buildings or second-hand markets can be arranged into a curved, whimsical path, enhancing the organic feel of your garden. If you have leftover tiles, breaking them into mosaic-like pieces can create a colorful stepping stone effect. Even aged wooden planks can be laid as a charming boardwalk-style path, perfect for a quaint cottage setting. To complete the cottage garden look, line your pathway with lavender, thyme, or creeping ground cover plants for a soft and natural transition. Adding repurposed items like teacup lanterns or vintage lantern poles along the path brings warmth and a magical nighttime glow. A well-planned upcycled pathway adds both functionality and fairy tale charm to your garden retreat. Five, repurposed wooden ladders as vertical gardens. If you have limited space but still want an abundant English cottage garden, a repurposed wooden ladder can be the perfect vertical gardening solution. Instead of discarding an old ladder, transform it into a tiered plant display for flowers, herbs, or trailing vines. This approach adds height, texture, and a rustic charm to small gardens. Position the ladder against a fence or wall, placing small potted plants, vintage watering cans, or hanging baskets on its steps. Over time, climbing plants like sweet peas or morning glories will weave through the rungs, creating a natural, cascading floral effect. The mix of aged wood and flourishing greenery makes for a truly enchanting focal point. To further enhance its cottage-style charm, consider painting the latter in pastel hues like soft blue, sage green, or antique white. You can even attach small repurposed crates or metal buckets for additional planting space. This simple yet effective upcycling project will turn an unused ladder into a charming garden feature that embodies English countryside beauty. Six. DIY birdbaths and wildlife features from old items. A true English cottage garden isn't just about plants, it also welcomes wildlife. By upcycling old household items, you can create beautiful birdbaths, butterfly feeders, and bee-friendly habitats that add both function and charm to your garden. Encouraging birds, bees, and butterflies will bring your outdoor space to life while supporting nature. An old ceramic bowl or a vintage serving tray can be repurposed into a birdbath by securing it onto a salvaged pedestal or tree stump. Even cracked teacups can be turned into hanging bird feeders filled with seeds. The aged look of these items blends perfectly with the romantic aesthetic of a cottage garden, making them both decorative and beneficial. For an added touch of whimsy, create a bee hotel using hollow sticks, bamboo pieces, or old wooden drawers filled with natural materials. Hanging upcycled glass bottles with nectar can attract butterflies, adding more color and movement to your garden. By transforming discarded items into wildlife-friendly features, you create a living, breathing cottage paradise. Seven. Upcycled window frames for garden trellises and decor. Instead of discarding old window frames, repurpose them into elegant garden trellises or decorative wall art. The weathered wood and delicate window panes bring a vintage touch while providing structural support for climbing flowers, vines, or hanging planters. This simple upcycling idea blends seamlessly into a romantic cottage garden setting. A window frame without glass can be mounted on a garden wall or fence to act as a trellis for roses, clematis, or ivy. If the glass is intact, place the window frame strategically to reflect sunlight and greenery, creating an illusion of more space. Hanging small pots or fairy lights from the frame enhances its decorative appeal. For an artistic touch, transform paint-chipped window frames into garden signs by adding hand-painted floral designs or vintage-inspired quotes. Another idea is to attach mirrored panels to reflect the beauty of your plants, giving the illusion of a secret garden. By reusing window frames, you can create eye-catching focal points that elevate your cottage garden's charm. (8) Old doors and gates for rustic garden entrances. Nothing sets the tone for an English cottage garden quite like a charming garden entrance. Instead of buying a new gate or arbor, repurpose an old wooden door or vintage iron gate to create a rustic, fairy tale-like entryway. These upcycled elements instantly add a sense of nostalgia, romance, and old-world charm. A salvaged wooden door can be placed between hedges or climbing roses, serving as a whimsical passage to a secret garden. Adding a simple archway made from reclaimed wood can further enhance the entrance. You can also leave the wood in its naturally aged state, or apply a distressed white or pastel wash to match the cottage aesthetic. If you find an ornate iron gate, let it become a standalone garden feature, even if it doesn't open. Nestled within greenery or adorned with hanging planters and ivy, it creates a dreamy storybook-like ambience. Whether standing alone or flanked by climbing flowers, a repurposed garden entrance adds mystery and invites guests into a world of timeless beauty. Nine. Repurposed metal and wire for garden accents. Rustic metal pieces and wire objects can be repurposed into charming English cottage garden decorations that add an aged, vintage aesthetic. Instead of discarding old bicycle wheels, rusted metal baskets, or wire fencing, transform them into decorative trellises, plant holders, or artistic garden screens. These upcycled elements blend effortlessly into a romantic, overgrown garden setting. An old iron headboard can serve as an ornate trellis for climbing roses, adding height and elegance to your garden. Similarly, a discarded metal gate can be leaned against a fence as a decorative feature, adorned with hanging baskets or fairy lights. The natural patina of aged metal provides a rustic, time-worn charm that enhances the cottage garden aesthetic. For a more whimsical approach, bend old wire or salvaged fencing into decorative plant supports or DIY topiaries. Create a hanging chandelier with an old wire basket, filling it with cascading flowers or twinkling lights. These small touches of repurposed metal can elevate your garden, making it a picturesque sanctuary full of history and creativity. Ten. Vintage crockery and glassware as garden decor. Broken china, vintage teacups, and glassware can be creatively repurposed to add delicate, romantic accents to an English cottage garden. Instead of discarding chipped plates or old crystal bowls, turn them into garden mosaics, bird feeders, or unique flower bed borders. These elegant pieces bring a touch of nostalgia and charm to your outdoor space. Arrange old teacups and saucers into tiered fairy gardens, planting succulents or tiny flowers inside them. If you have mismatched plates, use them as garden stepping stones or edging by embedding them in the soil for a colorful, artistic touch. Stained glass bowls or vases can reflect sunlight beautifully, adding a magical glow to your garden corners. For a more enchanting feature, glue pieces of broken china onto terracotta pots or garden benches to create a shabby chic mosaic effect. Even an old glass bottle can become a solar light holder or a quirky garden border. By repurposing vintage crockery, you can give your garden a whimsical, storybook charm that feels timeless and inviting. (11) Old wooden pallets for cottage-style garden projects. Wooden pallets are one of the most versatile materials for DIY garden projects, making them perfect for English cottage-style decor. Instead of throwing them away, use pallets to create rustic garden furniture, vertical gardens, or repurposed fences. The aged wood blends naturally with lush greenery and overflowing blooms, adding to the cottage aesthetic. A single pallet can be turned into a charming garden bench or coffee table, giving you an inviting seating area surrounded by flowers. Stacking pallets together and adding soil creates a raised garden bed, perfect for growing herbs or wildflowers. You can also cut sections of a pallet to make planter boxes, shelves, or even a potting station. To make a vertical pallet garden, simply stand the pallet upright and attach small pots or fill the slats with soil for a built-in herb wall. Hanging fairy lights or decorating the wood with floral stencils enhances its vintage appeal. By creatively upcycling wooden pallets, you can craft beautiful, functional elements that elevate your garden space effortlessly. (12) Repurposed barrels and tubs for rustic planters. Vintage barrels, metal tubs, and wooden crates make excellent rustic planters that fit perfectly into an English cottage garden. Instead of letting these old containers go to waste, repurpose them into flower-filled focal points or miniature vegetable gardens. Their worn textures and earthy tones complement the natural, untamed beauty of a cottage-style landscape. A half-cut wooden barrel can serve as a dramatic floral centerpiece, filled with colorful blooms like roses, foxgloves, or daisies. Galvanized metal tubs can be transformed into miniature water gardens, creating a serene feature in your outdoor space. You can also use repainted crates to display tiered plant arrangements for added depth and character. To enhance their vintage appeal, distress the wood, paint the tubs in soft pastels, or stencil floral designs onto the containers. Arranging these repurposed pieces in groups creates a cozy, cottage-inspired setting where plants can thrive. With just a little creativity, you can breathe new life into old barrels and tubs, making them the heart of your garden's rustic charm. Conclusion: transform your garden with repurposed beauty. Every piece of discarded wood, metal, glass, or furniture holds the potential to become something extraordinary in your garden. Through repurposing and upcycling, you not only reduce waste but also create a deeply personal, story-filled space that radiates English cottage charm. With a little imagination, trash truly becomes treasure, turning your garden into a picturesque haven of nostalgia and creativity. From vintage planters and rustic pathways to upcycled furniture and whimsical ornaments, the beauty of a cottage garden lies in its imperfect, handmade appeal. Whether you rescue old teacups, repurpose wooden ladders, or transform forgotten doors, every piece tells a story. Your garden will feel more alive, inviting, and effortlessly romantic, just like a fairy tale setting. Thank you for joining us on Captivating Home. If you love these English cottage garden upcycling ideas, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more creative home and garden inspiration. Let us know in the comments which idea you'll be trying first. Until next time, keep creating beauty from the unexpected. Happy gardening!